Before we get started, a big thank you to all of my supporters over on Patreon and on Twitch, with the Patreon people coming up on screen now. A big thank you to my legendary supporters Mike, Kira, Obi-Wan Canty and Shao Quinn. Thank you guys for the support. I really appreciate it. If you would like to help support me and the channel, then you can head over to twitch.tv/mandatoryquest and drop a sub over there, or you can go over to patreon.com/mandatoryquest and become a Patreon member for some early access to some videos and some behind the scenes stuff. Okay then, should we start? I'm already late, and we would like to hopefully either win this first time, or maybe we win this. We have to redo it a second time, but hopefully we'll have enough time to give it a good couple of attempts. So this is the Meteor Pyro class. This is the solo scenario. So if you are coming to this new and you don't really get it, so basically, once you're level 5, and you have the solo scenarios, if you added them to your pledge, or if you got them sort of after the fact from Cephalofair or your friendly local game store, you get access to a special scenario that is suited just for your character, and you only play with that one character through the entire thing. It does not count towards any of the kind of global progress of the game traditionally. So you don't get to do a road event, you don't get to do an outpost phase after you finish it. It's very much a scenario that's kind of designed to be done in between your regular sessions. And they vary in length. Most of them are a bit shorter, of course, because you're only playing with one mercenary. But they are all tailored very much to the character, very much to their mechanics. They're thematic to their mechanics, and they usually ask you to kind of puzzle out a little bit more what it is that your character can do, and yeah, and kind of use their cards to their best sort of abilities. They're usually always pretty tough. They are hard, they are challenging, but they are designed to be an enjoyable challenge. And then if you manage to successfully do it, you unlock a unique item for that character that they and only them can use through the rest of the campaign playthrough. If you do retire that character, you do have to kind of redo it. They sort of say that you can't just keep it in the shop and then go get it, but it is basically just for that one character when you do it. And if you wanted to make another Pyro, you'd have to do it again, really. And that's it. They're usually quite fun. So hopefully we can do it either first time today, or we can, well, we'll have to maybe do it twice or thrice, but I like to just dedicate one episode to one solo scenario, and we'll do it as much as we can, and we'll get as far as we possibly can. So let's look at the let's have a look at the solo scenarios on here. I think they're towards the bottom. There should be some foreteller audio for these, I believe. So, yep, there we go. Yeah, here we go. So this is Crumbling Descent is the name of this scenario. There we go.
You're so close you can feel it. The tremendous, steady rhythm below, growing stronger the further underground you go. You've lost track of time, descending the old lava tunnels of the Coppernecks in search of the mountain's heart, an artifact said to embody the power of the earth. Your search has become an obsession, which none of your surface allies would find surprising. Although their excursions have frequently entertained you, your ultimate aim is always to gain mastery over the elements. Unfortunately, your obsession runs you into some unforeseen trouble. In your fervor to follow the heartbeat, you don't realize until too late that you've disrupted a nest of burrowing blades. They break through the walls around you, their snouts as sharp as a stonemason's chisel, determined to rout you out of their mountain.
Ah. All right then. So scenario goals. The scenario is complete when all enemies in it are dead. At the end of that round, read the conclusion. Section links. When all revealed enemies are dead, read number 1 at the start of the next round. So basically, we just need to kill all the enemies. There's no doors or anything here. We just need to kill the enemies to progress the scenario. Thank you so much for the resub, Rents, with the Amazon Prime. Really appreciate it, buddy. Welcome back. 15 months. The quest continues, my friend. Have we tried discussing it out? No. So I don't really know anything about this scenario apart from the fact that it's kill all enemies, of course. Now would be probably a good time to talk about how we go about doing that. So in terms of enemies on the list, we have Burrowing Blades at the moment. The other two enemies that we have is we have Earth Demons and we have Rending Drakes. So, you know, pretty horrible enemies, to be honest. They're not easy, right? You've got a lot of like immobilize and stuff with the Earth Demons. Earth Demons can immobilize you. They can heal themselves. I think they might have a bit of shield. In fact, actually what I might do is I might add the standees. I did notice that in this particular scenario didn't seem to be in my app, so I've kind of just had to create it, but that's fine because it's really not a big deal for a scenario like this because there's not a lot of different triggers and things. We can easily keep on top of it. So as long as we got a way to track the enemies, then it's all good. So we'll put them in because we know that they're in the scenario. So if we look at the Earth Demons, I think what level are we all at? Level 4s, right? So the Earth Demons are going to have... The Elites are going to have innate... Ooh. It's kind of weird. Oh. It's kind of weird why it keeps coming up like that. Anyway. So they're going to be level 4. They're going to have innate immobilized. 21 health. That's a lot of health. I think they might have some shield abilities as well. Possibly. But they definitely have heal. Anyway. They definitely have heal. Then we have Rending Drakes, which have innate wound, which means that healing is going to be pretty... I mean, healing is going to be important regardless in this scenario because we're on our own. So once you're on your own, there's only so much you can do, right? So Rending Drakes with their wounds can be a little bit of a problem. Then we've got the Burrowing Blades, of course, and they have got innate shield 3 and innate wound as well. So innate shield 3 is a little bit scary, but to be honest, we are a character who does a lot of direct damage. So my immediate feeling would be, okay, Burrowing Blades, we need to like deal with them quickly, and we need to deal with them with our best cards for dealing with like direct damage and things, right? So that would be all of our big burns. So we're looking at probably Igneous Path as a great contender. We're probably looking at what's the one with the Eruption? Probably looking at Eruption. Very strong. We need to kind of get them to group up a little bit before we do that, I think.
Yeah, boy. A little bit spicy.
I think this is the kind of thing we're looking at, right? Under Pressure seems like it could be quite an interesting card to play, considering that we might actually be able to get quite a lot of obstacles and things going. Deco, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the quest. We've also got Melted Armor, really good against the shield of the Burrowing Blade. So I felt like Melted Armor might be a no-brainer. Also, not to mention that the bottom is a really good combo piece too. Cards are a bit too high for the camera. I think I don't know what's happened with my camera. I think it's like got at a weird angle. Let me see if I can kind of... It's kind of like... I nudged it the other day. That's better. That's a bit more back to normal, isn't it? There you go. That's better. What I should really do is I should like tape out a little box and I should frame it every time. Thanks for that, Vandelay. Nicely done. Okay, so I think Under Pressure versus Melted Armor. I think Melted Armor is probably the better option out of the two if we would only take one. Just because, I mean, we should really be able to get a really nice attack for PS3 on one of these Burrowing Blades, nice and quick. I mean, of course, we're going to bring all of our higher level cards anyway. So we've got Living Magma. probably still bring Flowing Fire. Heat Wave, of course, as well. None of these enemies have flying, which is good. So plenty of shenanigans with all of our terrain and stuff available to us. Cooling is a must-have. Metamorphic Rock is an interesting one, because considering that all of the enemies are melee, I mean, the Earth Demons do have a ranged attack. But all of the enemies are melee, basically. So perhaps Metamorphic Rock could be a relatively high value. I mean, if you figure, like, it's probably going to do somewhere in the region of, like, 5 to 6 retaliate damage, plus it's going to potentially save us 5 to 6 points of damage over the course of the scenario. It's pretty good. I mean, they do have wound. There's a lot of wound in this scenario, but I don't know. Metamorphic Rock, this could be the answer, I think. This could be an interesting one. Flying enemies in the character solo style would have been a joke. I mean, there are cards that also interact, kind of, right? But yeah, you're right. It would be pretty harsh. I can't remember. Did we get to 6 or not? We did, right? What 6 did we choose? I can't even remember which 6 we chose. It's been so long. Oh, we must have choose this. Return to the source. Yeah, it must be return to the source. That must have been it. It's so good. The other one's a bit of a weird tanking card, and I don't think I would have taken that. Yeah. Okay. Right. Well, I think we got a general idea here. I think solo scenarios you can go pretty hard and fast, because ultimately you're not really waiting on anything else, and specifically the scenarios like kill enemies. So if we kill enemies like super quick, does it really matter if we burned a bunch of cards? Probably not. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're at 10 cards, right? I'm pretty sure we're 10 cards. Yeah, 10 cards. Okay. Pro tip, don't die. Nice. Pro tip, bring a source of wound. Well, we have living magma. I quite like this. Okay, well, I think we'll just go for, like, this is kind of a bit of an aggressive... I'm only bringing one level 1 card. Well, actually, no, technically I'm bringing Metamorphic Rock. Do I actually want to play Metamorphic Rock? That's the question. Or do I feel like I can kill things quick enough that I can just ignore it? Metamorphic Rock might be a bit of a trap. It's really good in a scenario like this, though. But if I can, like, avoid the enemies enough and be tricksy and kill them quick enough, do I really care about it? That's the key thing here. I guess the question is, what would I bring instead of Metamorphic Rock? Well, I would bring... Cloud of Ash, maybe? No, I probably wouldn't bring that either. No, No, let's try it. Let's try it. Let's go like really crazy on it and see how we do. We can always restart, right? Okay. Right, so no battle goal, right? I don't think we do battle goals on this either. No, I think you still have a battle goal. Doesn't say no battle goal. Battle goals, yes, but no challenge. Is what we're saying. Okay, so we've got Miser, Prohibitionist, and Vanguard. Never exit a room with loot tokens in it. I don't even know if that's possible. Never use a potion. I mean, we might not use a potion. Never attack an enemy that has already acted in the round. We don't always attack. Let's try Vanguard. I mean, it might be the Prohibitionist is just an easy, like, one tick, really. But let's try Vanguard. It's risky for a biscuit. Okay, let's do it. So do we do Metamorphic Rock on the very first turn? I actually don't think we do. I think we can probably... I think we need to set up some stuff, right? I mean, it would be probably one of the safest things to do. And then I could use a bomb of Igneous Path and then just, like, put 2 hazardous terrain tiles down. Yeah, maybe that's better, actually. Okay. Because, I mean, I'm not going to use Igneous Path more than, like, for a couple of moves. I can immediately put myself in a corner in a really good spot. So, kind of makes sense to do that. All right, let's see how it goes. 53. So they are moving for 3 or 4 with jump. Okay. Wound, create earth. All right, so the first thing we'll do is we'll play Metamorphic Rock. It's going to create earth. It's going to give us 2 XP. We are permanently going to have shield and retaliate 1 now. Then we'll use Igneous Path, and we'll use our crude boots. I mean, I think I still just go like 1, 2. And just kind of create a little hazardous terrain thing for me. Because it gives me so much, like, flexibility. Okay. So, this one first, move, jump 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one, 1, 2, 3. So, it's going to attack me for 4 with disadvantage. So that's 3 with the shield, -1, 2, so 2 damage. But we'll take 1 retaliate damage back. Then this old guy is going to move 3. And they're done. And because of the jump, it's going to take any damage to that, right? Okay. So now we can go straight in with melted armor, which seems like a really, really good thing to do. Maybe use like living magma bottom? Could be an idea. Or I could just immediately heal myself up with return to the source. That seems okay too. Kind of want to use that for bigger moves though, don't you? Yeah, you kind of want to use that for a bigger heal. It still takes the hazardous damage. Don't they wound on hit? You're right about the wound on hit. Sorry, thank you. That's great. Da da da. Oh, yeah. You're right. Yeah, sorry, guys. You're right. So he's going to take one more. Nice. I'll take it. I don't have a great bottom action to play, really. Oh, I guess I could use the bottom of living magma. This could be enough to finish it off, which I think is probably worth it, right? I guess the heal becomes a little bit nicer now that I'm wounded, but the thing is I'm going to be wounded, like, constantly anyway. Okay, nice. As terrain has 3 damage? Oh, of course. Sorry, yeah. You're right. I'm rusty. Thanks, guys. Right, so we'll do melted armor. So we're going to be attacking for 4. PS3 and gain 1 because he's occupying hazardous terrain. I mean, it's not likely that I miss, but I guess in this kind of instance, drawing the +1 with the spyglass is probably pretty important. But I guess the thing is that this scenario, I may not actually get much. Like, if it's just a constantly spawning scenario, I may not get very many chances to long rest. I guess I can kind of finish it off. Yeah, I'm feeling lucky. Okay, well, that's fine. Because it's 3, 4 damage, and we create fire. So it's 4. We will gain that XP. We'll create fire. And then we'll use the bottom of living magma to... Well, basically we'll just go like this and this, right? So bap, bap. Backwards and forwards, right? And it's dead. And we can keep that there, because I think like keeping them on that terrain right now seems like it would be quite good. I mean, they're not actually moving now anyway, so. So that's you dead.
Nice.
Good start. Very good start. So these guys are going to go. They're not going to do anything because they ain't moving. And on to the next round. Okay, cool. It's Monday. We'll let it slide, thanks. Yeah, I've had a very busy Monday. Right. Let's see. What do we do now? Well, we have fire, which is very nice. That is something that we should definitely look into using. Could try and use heat wave, maybe. I don't think we've got a really great opportunity to use heat wave, though. I feel like Rain of Fire is just going to be a good idea to do. And then maybe use Heatwave Bottom to create an obstacle. That could be good, because then we're going to be setting up some nice pathways. Okay. I don't mind that. Let's do... Do I want to go early with that? I guess so. Need to start thinking about healing a little bit, though. We have to be a bit careful. You know, taking lots of tick damage to wound. Not so good. Okay, so what are they doing? They're doing 4. Okay, well, they're both going to get to me. That's kind of a given here. So I guess at this juncture, I will probably like move maybe to here using the bottom of Heatwave, consume fire maybe to make a 1-hex obstacle. More stalagmites. Or boulders. Where are the boulders? Oh no, we can use these. It seems like quite a good narrow path to sort of play it, really. And I get the loot. I mean, I do kind of want to get the loot. Obstacles don't do much against these boys. No, they don't, but they will do a lot against the Earth Demons and the Rending Drakes, right? So if they just suddenly spawn on me, then we should be good. And then Rain of Fire. Oh, then I need to do the loot deck. I think the loot deck is always coins, right? It's just 15 random coins. Can I build the loot deck? I might just have to manually build the loot deck. It's just 15 coin cards, right? Now, do I randomly do this, or do I get to choose which ones go in? I can't remember because I've never had to actually build the loot deck manually. Yeah, manually build barbaric. Yeah. Do I get to choose? Probably not, right? Because then you just choose all the higher ones, right? Random. Yeah. I figured that would probably be the case. It'd be too good otherwise. It'd be too good. One, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 15. Oh, rubbish. One. Okay. So they're gonna go. One's gonna just do 2 damage to me. It's gonna go. We'll put him onto that. Okay. They both have shield 3. Yikers. Well, I kind of know what I want to do here. My initiative is not great for it, though. But it would be a really good turn. I think I'm going to go for it. It's a little bit of a weird turn, like initiative, but I think we can maybe make it work. Do. Right, 38, baby. Let's go. Am I going to lose Vanguard? I guess the problem here is I may lose Vanguard. I could less greed it. No, I'm going to full greed. Ah, beaten by 1. Oh, well, you know. It feels like getting Battle Gods is always a bit cheeky anyway. Okay, well, I'm just going to get cursed and muddled, I guess. Twice. Well, I'm going to have to just throw Vanguard away, aren't I, really? Shame. I mean, like, the thing is that this one will often come back and not be able to do anything anyway. It's like one of the harder ones. It doesn't look that hard, but actually, like, consistently always going early enough with your initiative, it's kind of hard. I could have gone earlier there, but it really wouldn't have done... Yeah, it wouldn't have done that much for me. Right, so let's heal ourselves for 5, of course. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With the bottom of cooling. Then we're going to use Deep Fury. I think I'll use my Spyglass here just to try to negate the muddles somewhat. Because we don't want to completely whiff. And I'll attack the elite here. Right, +0. Create 1 hex hazardous terrain tile and it features hex adjacent to the target. Ooh. So this is an attack 4. I think I can resolve this before the push, right? It's kind of weird. I think I can. Because if this was push, it would kind of add on top, right? So in this kind of situation where I'm resolving basically the conditions on the attack, which is what this is, then I can choose whichever order I can resolve them in that I want. Yeah, right? Yeah, you got it, Vandalay. It's one of those kind of not often really thought about rules, but actually super clutch here. So we'll chuck that down there from the card. And then we'll get to do our push 2, 3, 6, and then it was 1 damage from our attack, right? So 7 total. Because of the shield 3, we attacked for 4. Nice. And we heal up a further 2 from Deep Fury. Yeah, you got to think that they set up those cards so you can combo that way. Yeah, it is. Yeah, you're right. It does feel like, oh, that's very satisfying to do. Look at that. 13 health. All right, we've got 2 cards left. I mean, I'll be honest, neither of them are particularly amazing. Well, actually, I don't know. Return to the source could be interesting. It kind of guarantees a kill. I do have Retaliate. I should remember that. I don't think I've been attacked, though, have I? More than... I've only been attacked once so far. Yeah, because 18 cards in the deck here. So, I can remember there's the Retaliate here. So, the 1 damage could just come through Retaliate. So, I could go late with Eruption here. Let it just kind of retaliate onto me, and then I could kind of use the bottom of Return to the Source to heal. But then I don't really use the top of Eruption for anything, really. Again, I could do a default attack 2 and try to draw a curse out, maybe. That seems reasonable-ish. We're going to probably long rest next turn, I think. I don't think I have to worry so much about 1 Burrowing Blade, right? Okay, well, I'm going first, which makes it a bit more awkward. Now I think about really what I do. Maybe... No, I think I sort of do the same thing, right? They got focus on enemy furthest away. So if I just move back here... I want to try and figure out a nice way of them having to take extra damage here. If I go 1, 2, 3, 4, this guy's going to jump onto here and take damage. That one will die to the Retaliate. I'll also heal up for 2, which is kind of perfect at this point. And then we just long rest, right? Oh, but then he's going to die to the hazardous terrain damage. And it's going to be like, brand new room, here we go. I might be forced to immediately short rest. That's kind of funky. Maybe I don't want to do that. Maybe I don't want to kill him. Because if suddenly everything spawns... Oh, that's a problem. It's a bit risky. Yeah, let's slow it down a little bit. Seems like a good idea, but I think maybe ultimately it may force us to have to short rest next turn, which isn't great when we've got 2, you know, solid items already kind of exhausted. Okay, jump. Southwest my hex right to avoid hazardous terrain. Oh yeah, I suppose you would, yeah. I kind of felt like being around here is good if they just spawn on top of me, though. I mean, knowing my luck, they'll spawn it like there. If they spawn it. If that's what happens. I could like go just here, because then... I mean, he can still avoid the hazards. I go here, right? Then I avoid taking that hit. He takes the retaliate. I just go here. So we go 1, 2. There we go. 1, 2, 3, basically. So we heal 1. And then I think we just use a default attack 2 on eruption just to see if we draw a curse out. Because there's no retaliate on these guys, so we got nothing to lose. Okay. Okay. So that's that. So target, focus on enemy furthest away. Whoop, and then it's going to die. This guy's going to stay put. He's going to attack me for 1 with disadvantage. All right, that's a definite no damage, but it is a wound. Oh, no, hang on. Oh, that has innate wound anyway. And it takes a point of retaliate damage. He doesn't attack me, right? What? You're probably right. You're right. Didn't move. Nice. Yeah, it didn't enter a hex. Yes, that's like a weird attack, actually, right? Kind of makes this enemy quite interesting for a pyro scenario, because, you know, there's something there that they won't ever be able to really... Like, he's never going to be able to really do that ability. Well, I guess there is a world where it might happen, but... Yeah, a bit odd. Like... Quite a nice one to play around with the pyro. Alright, there you go. Long rest, I guess. Okay. So he's going to stay put there. He's going to attack for 2. With disadvantage. Oh, look, it's a -2. So no damage, but it is going to take a point of retaliate. It is going to wound me. Is going to create Earth. Okay. Our long rest. Get all of the stuff back. This goes away. Okay. I think we're doing pretty well so far, guys. Seems like this is all going... I mean, it could all go wrong very quickly, but at the moment, not too shabby. I feel like Rain of Fire might be one of our weaker cards, although the move 5 with the jump could be super good to just kind of get away from things. Heat Wave is an interesting card, but it does allow me to move some things around, which I quite like. Maybe I don't need Eruption. I mean, I thought like I was going to use Eruption on these guys, but I ended up not even needing it at all. I mean, Rending Drakes have like 9 health or something. 12 health. So it's a third of their health. I think maybe Living Magma's better. Yeah, I think I might get rid of Eruption. I just felt like Eruption is going to be maybe a bit too much, when probably Igneous Path is going to be the better option anyway. Yeah. Feels weird to get rid of that, though. I really thought I was going to need it, but I guess we've kind of already burned a card with Metamorphic Rock anyway, right? What's the item next to my Vigor Potion that looks like a Cheerio? It's Attractive Bracelet. At the start of an enemy's turn, before it determines its focus, perform a pull 4 targeting an enemy at range 5 model. So it gives me basically a free pull 4 action. At an enemy that's at range 5. So it's super good with Pyro. I actually have a really nice set of items for Pyro. Okay, I felt like for this next turn, we kind of do... I really wanted to use living magma for its top at some point, but I think now might be a good opportunity because I have no idea what happens. I can just kind of use living magma bottom to kill this this one. Then I could maybe use rain of fire to just do whatever I need to do. Like I can readjust where my stuff is if I'm in a bad position or something. Just feels like it's a fairly safe play. I don't really like the kind of use of initiative here though, because it just feels a bit of a waste. Okay. So first things first, we can move 1. And then I can move 1 adjacent 1 hex hazardous terrain tile up to 2 hexes. Boom, boom. Killing this. Okay. Next bit. Section 1.
Your battle is a glorious one. You're in the middle of killing the last beast when the ground begins to quake. The frenzied tunneling has eroded the stability.
I'm cheating a little bit. It says at the start of the next round, technically. So I guess I couldn't really do what I wanted to do. I probably should have read that a little bit more. It's okay. We'll just loot this. Ooh, another coin. Beautiful. So I guess I could have done what I wanted to. I was trying to game it a little bit too much there, it turns out. We'll get an XP and we will just I mean, I will just adjust these a little bit, I think. I'm quite happy with the way they are. I'll move this one to like here. And maybe like this one to like here. I don't know. Feels like we got a lot of space. Okay. Then we end the round. So then start of the next round, we'll listen to this. So we'll start again. We didn't get very far in.
Your battle is a glorious one. You're in the middle of killing the last beast when the ground begins to quake. The frenzied tunneling has eroded the stability of the cavern. The ground crumbles away as the tunnels cave in. Falling, you latch yourself onto a boulder and steer away from other rocks with blasts of heat, only to slam to a halt. You roll off the boulder and are immediately assaulted by the residents of a new cavern. Drakes know exactly who to blame for all this demolition.
Ooh, a room full of drakes. Okay, cool. Special rules. Remove tile 11B from the map. And set up tile 13D. Like this. Place one hex lava tile in any empty hex. Then place your figure in the same hex without suffering damage. Ooh, cool. We kind of choose where we get to start. Okay. Well, I guess me setting everything up wasn't a very good idea. I mean, this is gone anyway as well. We put that aside. So this is all gone. I mean, it was worth an effort. I mean, we want to know, right? We want to know. How does that look on the camera? That's pretty good. Probably bring everything slightly down, actually. Boop, boop. Okay, so we've got there, got a rock there, then we've got some drakes. Here come the drakes. We have 2 regular and 1 elite. Not too bad. I like the fact that we get to start on one of the lava. Kind of gives us that, kind of gives us the ability to choose how we want to start the room. Like, where would be a great place to start the room, huh? Two and 5. I mean, my initial feeling is to start closer to this one. Because then I can immediately, like, launch into, like, a Deep Fury or something. Again, also gives me that kind of, like, you know, corners are just safe, right? Oh, did I add them as burrowing blades? Whoops. They have... The elite has moved 6. I mean, he can get anywhere in the room, basically. But if I was to start, like, here... then I could immediately Deep Fury... I don't need to heal, though, really, right now, I guess. Yeah, I could kind of like, okay, yeah, what I could do is I could start here. I could Deep Fury this thing, push it out of the way. Then I could use Igneous Path to just like jump on using with my crude boots, jump on and jump off to basically create a hazardous terrain hex there, which means that this guy's like, oh no, what can I do? I'm going to have to go the long way around. The elite is just going to jam this spot up, and then they're going to have nowhere to attack me. So then I basically just 1v1 the elite for a little bit. And then we deal with the others when we have to. You know, eventually they will move on to that, but I guess like killing the little ones with the hazardous terrain might be a little bit better here. Yeah, I don't mind this. I think this is kind of okay. I'm going to try it. I think it could all go completely wrong. Hey, Clip. Do I know if there are any digital plans for Frosthaven? No. I mean, the only thing that I've ever said is that, and I don't think it's... I don't think I'm under any kind of NDA for this or anything like that, is that I had a conversation with one of the developers, original developers from Flaming Fowl for Gloomhaven Digital. And, you know, was like, hey, you know, Frosthaven. And I think they like anecdotally were like, yeah, we're not doing it. Like, you know, they kind of like, the topic has come up in conversation and they wanted to move on to new projects. So they weren't particularly interested. So like, so all I can say is that there was, sounds like there was the idea of it was there. Like they were thinking about it. And obviously because Flaming Fowl did such a good job with digital, they probably said, hey, would you maybe be interested? And they said, like, no, basically. because they're working on their own IP right now, I believe, which they're pretty excited about. So I'm very excited to see what they do. But aside from any like official announcements, that is very much hearsay and very much just like a conversation. And to be honest, you can pretty much glean that information from just thinking about it logically anyway. That of course they would be interested in it, especially if, say, for example, Flaming Fowl turned around and said, yeah, absolutely, we'll do it, and we can do it within your budget and all this, that, and the other. Like, of course the question was asked. So it's not really that exciting or like particularly interesting or revelatory information. If Frosthaven Digital does exist, and it is a thing, then I think we'll be very excited to see if it turns up, any kind of announcement of it turns up towards, I would suggest we would probably hear about it maybe towards the end of this year, maybe next year. I kept my eye out at all of the different games, shows and conferences that were going on over the last sort of month or so. We had like Summer Game Fest and all of those. And Twin Sails, which was originally Asmodee Digital, they changed their name to Twin Sails, but they are the video game arm of it, and they are the ones who own it. They did not announce anything, but they did announce other games that they are currently doing. So they obviously have a little bit of a precedent for it. Also, interestingly, Gloomhaven for the Switch was on the Nintendo Direct. I was like, really like crazy to me. But yeah, Gloomhaven was on a Nintendo Direct. Kind of wild when you think about it. Okay. 12, that's not fair. And herein starts the losing. Okay. All right, so disadvantage. Attack of 7. That was a really unlucky first draw. So it's attack of 5, 4 with the shield 3. So 3 damage and a wound. And then he takes a point of retaliate. Number 2 can't act. Number 5 will go next. Disadvantage. So that's 3, 2 because of the shield. And it takes a point of retaliate. Okay, well, it turns out I do need to heal. Done. So Pyros go. Right, we'll use Deep Fury then. Did they create fire or anything? You couldn't have even just created me fire. That would have been really nice. So we'll attack the regular here for 4. I guess. I feel like maybe I should just attack the elite. The elite's scarier, but I guess I could block off the elite, and then the elite has to come onto the terrain, right? We can orchestrate that, which is quite nice. But then it's how much is 3 damage. So if I attack for 4 here, let's say with advantage, let's say I get 5 damage. 5 damage onto number 5 is very close to death, and it's only 3 damage away, and I could potentially get it to walk onto the hazardous terrain, right? Yeah, I think we attack the regular, because potentially it could just kill it. Okay, so we'll use the spyglass here, I think. We'll attack for advantage. We've got a couple of curses in our deck on the regular. Okay, +1, so that's good. So that's 3, 4, 5. So 5 damage to you. And it is a push 2. We gain an XP. Oops. Oop. No, not my loot. And we also heal ourselves for 2. Okay, that's great. Then we want to use Igneous Path here, and we want to use our Crude Boots to use this as a move 2 and just go 1, 2, creating 1 hazardous terrain text there, which will come in very much handy. Okay, although that wasn't great, I think we kind of did okay in the end. We achieved what we wanted to achieve, which I think was a good turn anyway. I should not be wounded anymore. Okay. I think we have to go for the big heal, don't we, really? Do we use Heat Wave here? It's kind of the question. I could go late. I could use Heat Wave, which buys me a little bit of time. I'm going to probably be short resting on the next turn, I think, because my other turn is not great. The other thing I could do is I could use Return to the Source to heal a little bit. Could also just use Cooling Top. I don't love this turn, but I feel like going late and just playing this out a little bit might be beneficial, because I might be able to kill both of the regulars here in some weird way, right? But I'd have to shoulder a big hit from the elite, possibly. If the elite does that really annoying, massive attack but no move, we might be kind of screwed a bit. Ugh, that's worse. If anything, that's worse. Alright, we're going to have to use the attractive bracelet. Alright, so we'll let this guy do his thing. He's going to heal up. He is going to strengthen. The other one is also going to do it. So number 2, you got your strengthen, buddy. But number 5, before Fix's turn, we're going to use the attractive bracelet. Oh, we're going to pull him into there, and he's going to die. Take 3 damage from the terrain. That was like, ugh. a bit of a yikes moment there, if that happens. Okay. Yeah, I'm just thinking whether or not there's some shenanigans here I can do. Because I'm going to have to probably short rest next turn. Just thinking, you know, do I just like move 4, heal for 1, and then just cooling this thing? Or this thing? Probably this thing. To just do 2 damage to him? And then kind of hope that we get the triple attack do nothing next turn or something. Or I could long rest next turn. I mean, I'll be reasonably healthy. There wouldn't be that many attacks that I'm scared of next turn, really. I could long rest. The 2 cards that I've got are just rubbish, though. Melted Armor and Heat Wave. I mean, Melted Armor is good, but it's not very good at this particular situation. Yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll go... I mean, the thing is I put myself in range of both of them by doing this. Maybe I'm better just going here. What's that? What's this guy's movement? He moves 4. Same difference, really. Risk it for a biscuit. So we're going to heal for 1. And we are going to do 2 damage to this one. Great Earth. 1 XP. I feel like then I've got a little bit of a barrier, right? You can use that item not on your turn. Yeah, it's so good. It says at the start of an enemy's turn before it determines its focus, perform it. So you can also use it to like try and get an enemy to focus on you to tank and stuff like that. Which is really cool. I think Attractive Bracelet might be like the best item that we found so far. Quite honestly, it's just so good. And it's only 1 small item as well. Very easy to bring along. In combination with Wild Growth Seeds as well. I guess I could use Wild Growth Seeds here to block another Hex, right? Yeah, I mean, it feels reasonable. I could use Wild Growth Seeds to block. Like, if I go here, then, like, the Elite may get me. Or this guy gets me, but either way, I've kind of got a little buffer, and one of them is going to have to move on to it. So, I think that might work okay. They do have a ranged attack, if I remember rightly, though. What kind of obstacle do we want? Boulder this time? Boulder. Where the heck are all my boulders? Where though? Oh, there's a big stack of them here. I must have used them at some point. Might not be the best use of it, but it's fine, I guess, right? I'd love to be able to long rest maybe next turn, so... Alright. Pyro. So we either long rest or we could go kind of late and see what happens. Am I going to get many better opportunities to long rest? Probably not, really. What ability cards have they already drawn? I mean, they've still got loads they could draw. They've got, I think they've got a ranged attack. They got their stay in one place, kind of do nothing card. They got a couple of things that are just a bit frustrating. But if I don't long rest now, will I be able to long rest the next turn? No. So I guess that kind of answers my own question. I could go late and just try and use melted armor on something. But the problem is that if this guy goes here, this one's not going to be able to get there, I would think. He's only got standard move 4, right? I think I long rest. Okay. That turns out to be the right thing to do, I think. I mean, the 4 move is obviously really annoying here. So I'm getting attacked for 7, straight up. Nothing else involved. 8. But because of the Metabolic Rock, it's 7. So 7 damage. That was rough. 7 damage. But it's strengthened too. 7 damage still. Plus a wound. But it takes 1 retaliate. Okay. Okay, well, we get all these back, which is good. At least. It's kind of rough. I really don't want to use Heatwave this scenario. It just feels rubbish to me. Unless I set it up in a big way and I just haven't gone about doing that. I think I might get rid of Heatwave. It just doesn't feel like it does enough right now. I'm very concerned with their initiative now as well. Like, what are they going to do? If they go early, I'm just dead. Like, melted armor is something I consider maybe getting rid of. The thing is that it could, well, not necessarily one-shot one of these guys, but I guess we don't really care about the... No, it's an attack for... Let's get rid of Heatwave. I'm not seeing it. Every time I've had it in my hand, I've just not felt like playing it. Okay. It just hasn't felt right, this scenario. Right, we need big heals. We're going to have to go in for cooling now. Got no choice, really. And realistically, I'm going to have to go on 21 initiative with Rain of Fire as well, which I do not like either. But I feel like, what else can I do? I've got disadvantage at least for 1 attack. 2 attacks, maybe. I can't remember what their attack is. I think it might be late, though. Maybe I can move away if I have to. But they can draw... Yeah, their triple attack. I don't know what initiative that's on. I swear it's on, like, late initiative. It's got to be on late initiative. In Frosthaven, that's how it works. 21 should be good enough to beat that particular ability. There are other abilities I'm scared of, but that particular one, I think, will be okay. Well, apparently not. Do we just lose? Quite possibly. Wow. Did not respect the Drakes enough. Really did not. Plus, I didn't really read what was going to happen when we went down to this level. I thought I immediately went down. Did not check the rules. That was very important. Okay. Well, we have to do it. It is what it is. So first attack of 5 with disadvantage. Okay, well, we'll take that. So that's a miss. 1 retaliate. And we are wounded. Next attack, also with disadvantage. Come on. That's dead, right? Yeah, that's dead. That's exactly dead. I guess it didn't really matter because the wound would have killed me off anyway. All right, now the game is looking very hard to win. Depending on what enemies we get in the last thing, it's looking very hard to win now. Rough. Do I get rid of melted armor? Or do I get rid of something like Igneous Path because I just can't afford to play it anymore? Yeah, can't afford to play it anymore. It's easy generation, but I can't afford to play it anymore. This room for you is just setting up the hazard line to force the horrible monster movement and then pulling them through it. You also have better luck and ran it at 3, not 4. Yeah, it's yeah, I mean, I got very unlucky on the very first turn, and this is the thing with Drakes, is that if they put you on the back foot, then that's it. Like, I've just been running away from them the whole time, right? Oh, I'm gonna get hit by this guy too. Oh, we did just lose then. Yeah, we did just lose. Because he's gonna go here, because there's no other route, so yeah, we did just lose. Okay. I thought maybe that was okay, like we could probably come back from that, but no. I guess we see what he draws, but he doesn't have disadvantage. Okay, yeah. All right, restart. Let's restart it. We probably got time to run this one more time. It's not like a hard scenario to restart either, which is great. I think we did a pretty good job of the first room, but yeah, that was just like really rotten luck, really. I probably should have dealt with them much more aggressively. Card selection I was kind of okay with though. I thought I was kind of fine. Much tougher at +1 difficulty. Yeah. I think it's a bit unfair that they kind of drop you straight into that room, because then you can't even beat the initiative. The thing is that door opening is so powerful. Essentially what they've done by doing that is they've negated the door open and just given you kind of like it's like you're starting the scenario for the very first time again. Which is an interesting concept, but I think is a bit harsh maybe for a solo. Like not having that ability, but then it is supposed to test you. It's not supposed to be an easy scenario, right? So this is very winnable, I think. Very, very winnable so far from what I've seen. I mean, I don't know what the final room might be, but from what I've seen so far, it feels very winnable. Okay, let's get these guys back. Failure. Restart scenario. Okay, restart scenario. Not something you want to do? Okay, good. Right, elite, regular. I really liked what we did to start that scenario off, so I feel like we'll probably do more of the same. Okay. All right, round 2. I mean, Metamorphic Rock absolutely did pretty good work, I think. I think it was worth it. There was nothing there that led me to believe that it wasn't, you know, wasn't useful. Three new battle goals. Playing a persistent loss in one got you what? 4 lost turns longevity? Something like that. I'm trying to think like how much damage it mitigated in that scenario. I'm trying to off the top of my head. It probably mitigated like what? 4, 5 maybe? And then 4 or 5 damage back. Like heal 5, attack 5. That's a burn. Maybe a little bit low for a burn, but again, we didn't get that far. Your read on this scenario that took you think 6 attempts was that you aren't supposed to get attacked at all, or sparingly at least. Yeah, maybe. But I feel like it's very hard with the amount of movement these guys have. Like the elite in that second room can get you regardless of where you are in the room. I guess you could put more obstacles down. Maybe that's the idea. Maybe we should just crag heart the hell out of this scenario. Maybe that's an option. I mean, we do have fairly decent ways of doing that. Maybe if I was to bring in... so instead of Metamorphic Rock... I mean, I think Metamorphic Rock bottom does something like that though, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. So you just bring Cloud of Ash in instead? I mean, I'm willing to give it a go. I mean, that seems like an interesting angle of attack. To just crack heart the hell out of it, so that they can't ever get you. It's an interesting idea. Kind of like how you do the trapper scenario, sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind that idea. I think that's, you know, that means that we don't burn a card and we have maybe a little bit more control on what we're fighting, when we're fighting. In that case, it's probably better to make... No, I think Melted Armor is still pretty good. You could argue that Return to the Source isn't very good, but... I feel like I had a pretty good beat on this particular scenario though, you know? This particular one, I thought I had a good idea on how to try and win this one. Like this room, sorry. That's number 3. And we have 5 and 4. Right. Draw. Okay, not doing anything. Things maybe slightly awkward, but maybe not so much. Then use the top of Rain of Fire. Right? I think so. Now it's basically take your damage. Oops, keep pressing the wrong thing there. It really annoys me that Rain of Fire doesn't actually create fire. Like it's a very... Oh, it's supposed to do my battle calls, wasn't it? That's what I had in hand for. It's really annoying that it doesn't. Pauper, Cleaner, Egoist. Collect 3 or more loot tokens in the same turn? Nope. Never collect a loot token from end of turn looting. Not really. Collect more loot tokens than any other character. I think I can manage that one, boys. Oh. Yeah, maybe so, Dorf, but you also, like, it's a fair point to say that, like, if you played it like, okay, the objective here is just never to get hit, I mean, that's arguably a better strategy at higher levels than it is at lower levels, because at lower levels you could usually tank the damage, right? The shield 1 is going to start to fall off a little bit when they're attacking for, like, 7 versus if they're attacking for, like, 5. It's, yeah, I feel like, if anything, the strategy is better when you look at higher levels of, hey, let's just try and not get hit. Okay. So this is nice and simple. So what we'll do is we'll play Living Magma Top. So now and at the start of our next 2 turns, perform a attack 1 PS2 with wound to create fire. So we'll do that now. We'll do it on this one to any enemy adjacent to hazardous terrain. So we can do this on number 4. So we'll do a little attack. A +1. So that's 2. We have shield 3 though, so it's 1 damage. 1 damage to number 4. But importantly, we get that wound on there as well. Then we'll use the bottom of Cloud of Ash here to replace 1 or 2 adjacent 1-hex hazardous terrain tiles in unoccupied hexes, sorry, with 1-hex obstacle tiles. If you do, create Earth and gain 1 XP. So we just go boop boop. And we now have basically created the perfect situation, right? And now we are like fairly comfortable. So number 4 is going to go first. It's going to go, hey, I'm going to get towards you. It's going to go here. It's going to take 3 damage from the terrain. But it's going to do 2 damage to us. And it's going to create Earth. These 2 aren't going to do anything because there is nowhere to go. So they just chill back there. All right, now we can just lay him down with that maybe if we need to. I wonder if we can kill it with living magma. It's probably fairly unlikely, huh? We would have to draw a +1. I mean, I guess I could spyglass. Just thinking, like, I don't really want to move from here now, but it's a kind of boring place to be, you know? Yeah, it works, but I also really want to save melted armor for the other elite. Could just go late and heal, see what happens. It's probably okay. And I guess I could use Heatwave Top and just see what happens. Or actually, to be fair, I could use Heatwave Top to just kill him here. In a very clean way. I take 2 damage and heal. Yeah, let's do that. It's actually me using Heatwave for its intended purpose for once. And if I kill it with Living Magma, I don't need to worry about it, which is good. Okay, great. So first things first, Living Magma triggers, so we'll do our attack. Keep pressing the wrong things today. All right, +1 and a wound, great. So that's gonna do an attack 2 with shield 2, so it's gonna do 1 damage through the shield, right? Yep. Okay, yeah, so I still need to do the top of Heatwave, really. Then we'll do all adjacent enemies suffer 2 damage, push 2, so, well, let's take damage. And then instead of our next turn, we're going to suffer 2 damage, which is not great. I'll move these guys down here so you can see them a bit better. And then, well, I played Cooling as well to just heal ourselves up, I guess. Even though it seems a bit overkill right now, I feel like we're probably okay. I'd rather keep my bottom abilities for something a little bit better. And I have to remember that I'm going to take some damage here. Okay. Sorry, you're already dead. Number 5's going to go. It's going to move 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he is going to get me. And he's going to get me as well. Well, actually, I can... ambiguity, I can put him there, right? Won't perform his ability, but... Seems a bit cheesy, but ambiguity, I think I can put him there. Okay. Let's go for this. We're going to return to the source. Actually going to use it for the top action. Seems okay. Not a good time to have muddle though. So 14. We are going to do the top of... well, first off, living magma triggers. It's going to be disadvantaged attack. I'm actually going to do it against the regular here to try and get a wound on them, I think. Because that's going to be more important right now, is to keep that wound, I think. So it's going to be unfortunately disadvantaged because of our middle. So times 2 or a +1. Well, I believe they are both the same. 2 damage. Both of them will result in there being 2 damage. So it'll be 1 damage. And that. And of course, create fire. Sorry, fire should have already been up, but I'm not using it anyway. Oh, I need to take 2 damage from this as well. Got to remember to do that. Okay. So now we'll use return to the source top. So we're going to attack this guy for 3 with pull 3. I'll use my spyglass to just counteract this muddle. May as well here. Okay. Oh. Good, I think. Actually, no, I don't think it really matters on this one. A featureless hex adjacent to the target. Sure. Then we get to do a pull. So we will pull him in. Whoop. This is going to take... So it's an attack of 3... He's got shield 3, so no damage, but he's going to take, the hazardous terrain damage, basically. He's going to take 3. And then I was going to use Eruption, bottom, to just attack for 2 as well, actually. I feel like I may as well, because I had the model, just to try and get rid of a curse, right? Kind of like the sneaky way to try and draw those curses out at better times that are suited for you. Okay, well, this is the same situation we were in before, right? Focus on the enemy furthest away. Attack 1 or 3. All enemies occupying or adjacent to hexes enter during the move ability. So neither of them move, so nothing happens. Super. Okay, great. It's all working out okay right now, guys. Looking pretty good. I do have one more turn I can do before we need to long rest. Question is, do I go late or early? Oh, I guess I just go early because we just try and kill him, right? Okay, so now we'll do melted armor tops. We're attacking for 3, +1 and PS3 and gain 1 if the target is occupying hazardous terrain, which they are. So, gain extra XP, and we will... I've only got 2 XP so far. That feels very low. Oh, I suppose I only would have, yeah. From Rain of Fire and from Living Magma. Okay. So anyway, we will attack them for 4. Oh, there it is. 4, PS3, so times 2. That is a solid 8. Bam. Nice. Wow. Big crits. Big crits, everybody. Well, if I can just make him go onto that tile, he's gonna die, and then I can long rest perfectly into the next room. That's gonna be insanely good, but I basically give up the loot, though. I give up the loot, but I get an insane start to the next room, which I'm kind of okay with because I already looted, what, a couple of coins from the scenario anyway? Because this is a replay. That gives me such an incredibly strong start next time. Yeah, I think I do that. Actually, I can still get the coins if I go late. So he takes a point of damage. He's gonna go, yeah, I wanna come get, yeah. This is gonna go here. It's gonna take 3 damage. And is gonna attack me for 1 with disadvantage. So 1 damage and a wound. That's it. This time we no, this is perfect, right? We long rest. So he dies. Then at the beginning of the next round, we are basically good to go with everything refreshed. Oh, that worked out perfectly. So he dies. Drops his last loot token. Which means at the beginning of the next round, we move to the next room. So on our turn, we're going to heal up. This is going to go away. This is going to get reset. Oh, that was textbook. I don't think could have done that any better. Then we just need to get rid of a card. Also, now that we haven't burned a card, we can super aggressively burn a card. Igneous Path, maybe, in the next room. Or Eruption. Eruption wouldn't be a bad shout. We'll find a way to do it. Actually, is Eruption even going to be that possible? I feel like Eruption is maybe a trap. Igneous Path is the way to go. And Earth Demons we can deal with better ways anyway. I feel like Eruption was the trap card, not to bring. Alright, so, beginning of this round. No, everything goes away. And we fall into the next room. Great first room, though. Super good. So we fall into the next room. Number 3, 5 and 2. Yeah, Eruption's only really worth using if you can hit 2 things, and the way the Drake room is set up, that seems pretty hard. Yeah, maybe it would be really good in the last room with the Earth Demons, but I mean, it depends on how many Earth Demons there are, but you're right. It feels like it's better suited. Eruption's one of those cards that I feel like if you're playing 3 or 4 mercenaries, you can get some really insane value off of it. But me playing, well, this is a solo scenario, but also me just playing 2 mercenaries, I think I've never really had the best outcome for it. It's been, yeah, a bit difficult that way. All right. So then, what do we do? Where do we start? It's up to us. Now, if we're going to use Igneous Path here, which I think is a pretty good idea, we should try and find a nice way of sort of activating it and using it quickly. Or alternatively, do we do what we did before and just try and find a nice little kind of walling off pattern? A nice walling off could be kind of clutch. And then we create loads of stuff here, and then we kind of push them. This is so dependent on what they draw on the first turn. It's not even funny, though. And that's what really kind of annoys me. Do I have fire up? What did I do last turn? No, I long rested. There's no fire. What if the Earth demons have flying? Stranger things have happened, I guess. The interesting thing about using this is I could use this to my advantage to kind of move. So, like, I could go early and just move here. I guess the thing in there is that this guy's always going to go onto it, though. And then it's whatever, right? I could put it here. And then I could go, like, leaving a gap. It can get you anywhere, though. This is the thing. I think ideally I'd like to fight one of the little guys first off. Okay, I feel like I'm just going to have to go for it and see what happens and hope that I go before them. And that's all I kind of have going for me here. But ultimately, I should still be able to pull off what I really want to pull off without, even if they go before me, I should still be able to pull this off, I think. So, you know, I think it kind of is fine. Even if I get a little bit unlucky here, I think I'll be okay. Okay. I mean, I can't really beat 12. There's only one thing that I have that beats 12. It's a good attack for 5. With disadvantage. Okay, 5. I'm just going to attack for 3 with disadvantage. It's just so rough, you know? Oh, hang on. Okay, I get attacked by all of them? Okay. Oh, dear. Yeah, just lose all your life. It's fine, right? Who needs life anyway? Okay. So I was going to use Rain of Fire here to... I think I'll probably go like this. And like this, maybe? So that's going to deal 1 damage to both of the little guys. Okay. Then we move back and we convert this into a boulder or a... Okay. So now I'm only fighting 1 at a time, right? And I got a little push angle. I mean, the thing, knowing my luck, they'll draw their ranged attack anyway, and it'll just be whatever. You know how it is. I think I should have gotten 2 XP from all of that. And we create Earth. Ooh. Not that I really care about Earth, but they kind of do, I think. Okay, so we have to heal, but we're in a good position at least. So that's nice. Chances are they'll beat me on their initiative again, though, right? They're going to beat me again on initiative. Son of a gun. I mean, I could go on 8, and I could do 2 damage and push that guy, which is probably pretty good, because it's number 2. Yeah, okay. It's a bit risky, but I mean, I think I just have to keep playing early initiatives, otherwise I'm going to get screwed here. Yeah, look at these guys. They're just trying to take me on. I hate you. Leave me alone. Okay. So I'm going to heal myself for 5. Remove the wound. Yep, take the wound off. Thank you. Man. They are mean. All adjacent enemies suffer 2 damage. Then push to target all at range 3. Which we will do. So we'll push you. 1, 2. I guess. So he's going to take 3. We'll push you. I guess we push you. Okay. I think that's okay. Okay, so Running Drake's gonna go. So this guy's gonna go, I want to get to you. I'm going to do nothing, then I'm going to move 5. 5. Then I'm going to do nothing. Number 2 is going to go, yeah, I'm going to get to you. I can get to you. Come on, boom. I die in the fire. You were supposed to be my one ally. I'm a dragon. Betrayed by fire. Good night. Sweet prince. This one is like, nope. Then it's going to move 3. 1, 2. And it's going to chill there. Because it does not want to, it wants to move through here to take less damage. That's actually not the best here. I would have preferred him to have come on. I guess I could have, I could have pulled him, right? With my, should I use my attractive bracelet here? Where was he? He was like here, right? Or here, doesn't really matter. If I use my attractive bracelet, but this was before he takes his turn. So he will get to do 2 attack 3s against me. Probably not advisable. I would do 6 damage. Yeah, it's not advisable. No, we'll just let him go. Okay, pretty good turn, I think. I mean, we've done some good damage and we've got a nice little setup now. The worrying thing that I have is that, you know, I'm gonna basically kind of get screwed by the big Drake. The big Drake is coming for me. It is not happy and it is coming for me. I'm kind of hoping that 14 initiative is good enough. Probably not. Maybe if I use Living Magma Bottom. And I move that through him. So that's going to do 3. Then I create like 2 more. Ideally, I want to push them even more. This could be an interesting play. This way I get 3, 6, 7, 8. I get 9 damage on the elite this way. That's a lot of damage. Oh, but I have cooling bottom, don't I? Oh, actually, I don't care because I'm not moving. It's fine. Risk it for a biscuit. Oh. Right, so Living Magma Bottom here, I think. So we're not going to move, but I'm going to move 1 adjacent 1 hex hazardous terrain tile up to 2 hexes. If it enters any hex occupied by a figure, that figure suffers hazardous terrain damage. So I think we're just going to push this one back. 1, 2. Because I don't think there's any benefit really of doing that through both of them at this point in time. Because we're about to use Igneous Path anyway. So that's going to do 3 damage to you. Then we're going to use the top of Igneous Path. And we will designate, I don't know, this one. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's going to do 3 damage and 1 XP for each enemy figure damaged. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2 XP. And that is burned.
That's a lot of damage!
Now that's a lot of damage. Okay, good. So not bad. Not bad at all. Oh, we have to take 2 damage from the heat wave. That might be a bit scary because we're about to get hit for, what, 6? We have 5 health. Is there anything I can do? I mean, I could attractive bracelet him. Oh, no. I was going to think I could attractive bracelet the regular, but I can't. I mean, I guess giving him muzzle might be worth it for the attack 6. But he has got wound anyway, so even like with a -1 in wound, I'm basically drawing to... I'm basically just drawing to certain outs anyway, right? I might just have to burn a card here. And the annoying thing is he's not even dead. Like, I'm still going to have to do something with him, which really annoys me. Yeah, I mean, I guess I just figure that I'm probably just going to have to burn a card here. Attractive bracelet to give him disadvantage. 13 cards gone. It's really quite low. Even he'd have to draw either the -2. Yeah, he'd have to draw the -2 or the miss, basically. Because that would be 4, but that would be... No, actually, even that wouldn't do it. He has to draw the miss. Yeah, let's just not even think about it. Just burn a card. Oh! 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 You just have to believe sometimes, you know? The heart of the cards. Believe in the heart of the cards. Oh boy. Well, I wasn't wrong with my attractive bracelet play. A bit sus. I love the way he's sus on me. Hey, if the devs of this app are doing anything in the background, then it's much appreciated. Cool. Well, that certainly makes things a lot easier. Great. This guy doesn't do anything. We're all good. We're all good. We go to the next round. And now I have a chance to beat him early. I have a chance. Okay. Alright, well, I guess we're burning a card anyway. Gloomhaven giveth, and Gloomhaven taketh away. This is the prime example of, yeah, nah. Nah. You're okay. Alright, well, yeah, we're attacking me for 5. I mean, I had the same decision before. I got to hit the -2, so... Didn't get it that time. Jeez. How are you not going to get hit by the Rending Drake? I mean, at this level, I suppose. Right, melted armor. We'll use our spyglass because I can't miss on this. Okay. Then we'll use return to the source, and we're gonna go like 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, or 1, 2, 3, 4? No. 1, 2, 3, 4. We get to heal for 2. What happens in this one? When all revealed enemies are dead, read number 2 at the start of the next round. Okay, so I should long rest again, right? I'm not going to have much stamina going into the last room, guys. I don't really like that. I mean, I've managed to perfectly time it every time, but I don't really like the way this is going to go. Oh, the one time I need you to actually do something. Great. Well, I guess I could use my attractive bracelet now, which might be the play, because realistically, I'm wasting a turn otherwise, and that's what's worth it. All right, get over here. we can't let that one go. Prices are useless in the last room anyway. Well, that's what, I mean, I have no clue. We are low on cards. We are very low on cards. But we might be okay. We might be okay. I feel... the cards that we have, I feel like we have the potential, which is all you can ask for, really, right? Question is, what do we get rid of? Do we need one more big heal with cooling? Possibly. Probably quite useful. Every other card that I have, though, is super useful. I could get rid of Melted Armor, but it's just really good. Attacking for 4 with PS3 against some Earth Demons that will no doubt have some level of shield on some of their abilities. Actually, do they have that many? They might have like that one turn. I guess. How good is Heat Wave? Heat Wave's great. Let's forget that. Maybe we get rid of Cloud of Ash. It's done its part, and maybe we can easily create obstacles. We got other ways to create obstacles. We're okay. All right. Okay, so here we go. Section 2.
You've defeated the last Drake, but the fight buckles the weakened cavern, sending you plummeting once again. Clinging to yet another rock, you have the fleeting thought that maybe you should give up on this blasted quest. But upon landing, you are ecstatic to realize this final cavern is your destination. The heartbeat thrums loud and strong through your rocky veins. As you stand, however, your footing becomes precarious. A monstrous living pile of rocks rises beneath you. The heartbeat's tempo increases, and you realize the mountain's heart resides within this very entity. To prove yourself to the heart, you must defeat its avatar.
Ooh. It's kind of a boss. Bit of a boss. We have one elite Earth Demon. Just the one. We have lava in not every corner, almost. Is it every corner? Oh yeah, it's kind of like that. Okay, special rules. Remove tile 13D from the map and set up tile 15B. Place your figure in any lava hex without suffering damage. Okay, well, figuring this probably doesn't matter that much. The Earth Demon is the Mountain's Heart. It has health times 2 hit points. At the start of its turns, remove one hex hazardous terrain tile closest to it. What? Kidding me, dude? He has double health. So he has 42 health. Holy cow. Hey Electric, thank you so much for the resub, buddy. I'm not sure why your thingy didn't play, but thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Finally getting through your Crimson Scale. It's great production value. Yeah, awesome. I really need to go back to it and play Trail of Ashes. I really need to do that. I got all that I got my replacement mini as well, which is really cool. From Motti. For my my broken Houndmaster? Is it Beastmaster? Beastmaster. It's called Beastmaster? Chieftain. Chieftain was the name of the character. Well, this is going to be pretty damn hard, isn't it? This ain't going to be easy. Really, you can't hide from him either. There's no hiding. This is going to be really, really hard. Oh, I long rested, didn't I? So I got these back. This is going to be really hard. 42 health is... I mean, you're looking at a minimum of somewhere in the region of like 8 turns, maybe? I don't even know if I have 8 turns. Nothing worth doing is ever easy, said somebody who thought they were clever or something. Yeah? Yeah, screw them, I guess, huh? I guess I have to just be really clever about this and try and... I mean, he's got to mobilize too, so it's going to be very difficult for me to just generally play. Like, I'm just going to get wailed on massively. It's going to be super difficult for me. mean, you can do a lot of damage in a couple of turns if you play things right, but... I mean, we could just go for that, couldn't we, straight away? Just try and... Like, do I just go at him head on, chat, do we think? We just try and tackle him head on. No messing. Straight for him. It's at the beginning of his turn he removes them, right? Yeah, so I guess if you went late, you could make the terrain and then go early and then kind of use it. So really, I want to keep late initiatives here. Okay, I think I know what I want to do. I think I have a couple of ideas. I'm going to have to go super quick with this, though. Well, I guess we just have to kind of see how this all pans out. This is going to be really, like, devastating. I don't know how this is going to go. I'm interested to see how we... I mean, he could just sit around and do not a lot, I suppose, which I don't know if that's helpful or not. It's looking for 5. Okay, so I was going to go... I mean, moving 4, he can get to everywhere anyway, so it makes no difference here where I go. I was going to move 1 here. Then I was going to move 1 adjacent 1 hex up to 2 hexes. Oh no, actually I need to do... Oh, I can't even do it. It's only 2 hexes, not 3. Oh, I can't do that turn then. I thought I was being clever. I was really not being clever. I was counting the 2 hexes from my play position. Do I just go late and then early here? And then we do... So how much damage is that going to do? It's going to do 6. Any kind of good push attack is going to be doing 6 here. 7, 8. Yeah, maybe I'll just go late, actually. Actually, I can't even go late, because he's going on 79. I shouldn't have seen that. It's bad of me now. But I have to change what I'm doing, for sure. It's a little bit naughty information there. But I can't go after him anyway. I don't have enough late initiative to do that. Yeah. Not very good. I mean, I guess being immobilized, I may as well just do this anyway. I don't even know. Is there any way that, like, with wild growth seeds, I can make things really annoying, maybe? No. This is really hard to figure out. There's so many like permutations of this. I don't think I have the right cards. Just sort of staring down at my cards thinking, how do I come up with a couple of good turns here that just do something? And I don't know if I can. I mean, I guess I just heal for 5. And just go like this. Does 1 damage. And we get an XP. And we kind of set up for a turn. Ugh. Is it this? Oh, it's at the start of its turn as well. Jesus, I don't even get that. Oh my lord. I thought it was like at the end of its turn, so I can't even do that. No, that turn sucks as well. Oh. I wish I had a mobilize or something. Maybe I'd still just do this, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, maybe I just still just do it. It kind of is whatever, isn't it? And we just have to deal with this situation that we're in. Let's not think about it too much. Well, we know 1 has to be adjacent to him. But still gives me a 1 push opportunity. And it gives me a living magma, potentially. Which is kind of all I want. A push and a living magma opportunity. Sure. Okay, with disadvantage. -1. So that will be an attack of 4. With immobilize. Okay. Next turn. Do we think we kind of have to try and get a wound on him as best we can here? Do I actually just do something like crazy, like use the bottom of melted armor? Probably not. He's going to have disadvantage. He's not always going to attack either. Living Magma's going to get 2 triggers, potentially. Plus, I was probably going to use Heat Wave to just push him. I don't think I have enough cards to do this, guys. I have no clue where this damage is coming from. I think that 1 burn that I had to do in the previous room for the damage is just going to come back to haunt me. Can I use initiative at all to get hit in, then get away here and there? Yes. Yeah. There is definitely options for that. Yeah. Problem is that my initiative, I kind of have to go early to beat him from certain things. I mean, there's definitely some initiative dancing that's on offer here. And I could give myself advantage. Screw it. I guess I just got to go hard or go home, right? He's got to die, and I got to kill him quick. So giving him +1 against me may be just fine. If I'm going to do it, I need to make my mind up that I'm doing it now. Do I really want to give him an additional +1 against me? He's going to be attacking for 6 then with disadvantage. I mean, 6 with disadvantage. It's whatever, right? I'm probably fine. Yeah, I think I do it. It just gives me extra attacks. I'm going to regret this, I think, maybe. The thing is, I'm probably dead regardless, right? So we may as well just go all in here. Let's use Living Magma. So, oh, before we do that, we'll use Vigor Potion. So we'll give ourselves Strengthen as well. So we're going to attack for 2 with advantage. Okay, so that's 3 damage. Wound. And we created fire. Okay, good. It's just going to be a little bit too slow, you know? Okay, so the start of his turn is going to remove 1. He's going to move. I think I still want him adjacent, right? Otherwise I don't get the attack, which kind of is the whole reason for doing this. Or I guess you could be clever here and like move... No, because it's always the closest one to him, right? It's always the closest one to him, regardless. So if I move him here or if I move him wherever, it's still going to be... This is going to go, which is the problem. That's 5. Straight up 5 on me because of the +1 from the melted armor. I am immobilized again, and I will probably remain immobilized this entire scenario. I don't see how I'm ever going to be not immobilized. Sorry, I'm there. Remove myself from the board. I mean, there's a situation here where he doesn't. Like... Okay, so Living Magma is going to trigger. Sorry, this should now be like here, right? Because we did the first one. Now we're in the second one. So we might be able to get rid of the extra trigger on that. Living Magma is going to do an attack 2 with advantage. +1, so that's 3 damage. Okay. I mean, it's doing things. Stuff's happening. Now it's my turn. Now, I was thinking about doing something different here, but I'm not quite sure. I was thinking about just heat waving him and pushing him. But then I kind of lose out on the strengthen, right? We kind of want the strengthen thing to happen. But I am basically dead at this point in time. If he kills me now, I'm just dead. And I don't see any world where I'm just not dead. If I push him away... Still can get me. I think I just lose. I mean, what happens if I just wild growth seed something, though? We have fire, right? It doesn't really make a difference. Can't move. Push him for 2, create like an obstacle somewhere. It doesn't make a difference. It's such a big room. Just get me anywhere. I'm just hoping for a miss or something. In which case, maybe I should just use return to the source and just hope for a big flip. And it gets rid of this. Yeah, maybe return to the source. All right, let's do that. Okay, well, it's ambiguous. So we can either attack for 8, or we can create 1 hex hazardous terrain, which would be 6 damage. Because we could essentially pull him into it. And that would give us another living magma charge on the next turn. Otherwise, we wouldn't get it. Ooh, what's kind of spicy? So it's like you do 8, or we do 8. Or we do 6, and we get 1 more living magma attack. Which is basically 1 damage, maybe like 7. So it's very close, right? It's super close. But I guess the thing is that if living magma stays up, if he misses... I have the opportunity to just like short rest, push him through a bunch of terrain, and also get more triggers. I could also then maybe use Melted Armor Top on the next turn. It does give me some level of flexibility. Okay, I think I'm just going to take the first one. Because like 2 damage is 2 damage. I don't think we're going to lose the game by 2 damage, are we? It's going to take 3, 4, 5, 6. That gives me an XP. I think we still have 1 more charge of living magma. Cooling is still there as well. Do I want to create a 1 hex obstacle? Is that going to help me in any way? Probably not. I guess it might do in combination with wild growth seeds. Like at some point, it may actually work. It may do something. Well, I think I just lose here anyway. Like, he has to flip a miss here. And he doesn't have disadvantage, 15 cards in his deck. I think he just has to miss here. I've got no cards in hand, so these are in my discard. I'd have to get rid of 2 from my discard. It's just over. Perhaps it's just the level of difficulty, right? Playing this at level 6 rather than playing at level 5 on the Pyro is just hugely different. I have to say, I don't really like that about solo scenarios. That it's like, oh, if you don't play it at level 5, immediately it becomes a lot harder. I don't know if that's just like I kind of like, it's not really like the solo scenario's fault, because it's just the way the enemies are designed and the way that the power spikes in the game happen. Maybe they could consider allowing you to do a solo scenario at level 4 rather than 5. I don't know. Yeah, dead. Burn 2 cards, and then that's basically game. I don't know how we would do this. I really don't. I'm trying to figure, like, what's the best way of dealing with this enemy. I think maybe some, like, immobilizing would work really well here. But we don't have any immobilize. I'm trying to think what would really work well on this guy. Oh, he'd also remove this. Initiative dancing would be kind of interesting, but it's very hard considering the opening of the room. There'll be like a couple of items though. I feel like a couple of items could just make this really easy for you. Like if you had, I don't know, weighted net. Also the RNG of what the actual Earth Demon does. Yeah, it's a shame, but you know, I think that's. I mean, we can play it out the last couple of rounds, I guess. So I guess we short rest. You know, the wound was pretty key. Getting that wound on was great. But I'm not quite sure how we progress from there. It's a bit tough. I mean, melted armor is pretty good. I mean, yeah. We know we can't win anyway, really. Again, you know, you heal yourself for 5, you attack them for 1. Yeah, 2. Whatever. You know, it's like there's nothing that does any damage here, really. I mean, what did he start on? 42? So we did about half health. So if this was just a regular elite, we would have come halfway close. I am, like, it's interesting that they gave double health. This reminds me a lot of the Scoundrel solo scenario, actually. Because in that one, it was a scenario where you kind of had to play it about 3 or 4 times because you needed to see what every room had to offer, because each room had a very specific way of dealing with it and a quick way of dealing with it. And if you didn't do that, if you labored too much on any of the rooms, you kind of just lost. It was such an efficiency race of your cards and when to use them and when not to use them. But obviously we did much, much better this time than we did last time. Although we did take a fair amount of damage from the drakes. Again, just getting unlucky. Always drawing like 12s when we don't want them to. Yeah. Yeah. I think that'll be it. Well, unfortunately, looks like we're not going to get the Pyro one completed. I said I'm always really happy to like give the solo scenarios like a single stream to see how we could do them. This one I think is really interesting. Like, how do you actually beat it? I think being actually level 5 is massive here. If you have a look at probably the all of the health and everything, if we had actually been slightly less, so if the enemies were at level 3 rather than at level 4 here for us. To be fair, the Earth Demon, well actually the Earth Demon is quite a lot because of the movement is pretty key here. Suddenly that 2 goes up to 3. And obviously he starts here, 1, 2, 3, gets you everywhere. 1, 2 does for the most part get you everywhere in terms of straight up into your face. But, you know, you will be able to maybe do a bit of hazardous terrain manipulation, and then suddenly, you know, like if I had that, I could like wild growth seeds this, and then suddenly, oh, he can't get to me, you know? Like there's 1 or 2 turns where, oh no, he can't get there. And you kind of buy yourself that 1 turn, maybe, to get away. That could have been huge. If you look at the Rending Drakes would have had, would have been similar in terms of attack. So they're still quite scary. You still don't want to get hit. But the movement is particularly worse on the elite, and the health on the elite as well. Obviously 7 health is quite nice to kill there as well on those regulars. Burrowing Blades. To be fair, the Burrowing Blades were the easiest enemy in the entire thing. I can't really imagine... Okay, they go from being a shield 2 to a shield 3. The elites get 2 more health, I suppose, so you might kill them a little bit quicker. But for the most part, they stay the same. And shield 2 versus shield 3, you're basically going through shields. So that, I would say, is fairly irrelevant. But maybe the extra 2 health is something to consider there. But yeah, they're the ones that probably doesn't matter as much. But let's have a look at the item. We don't get it, unfortunately, to use, but it's always fun for us to review the item anyway and see what it would have been. Okay. The Mountain's Heart. During your turn, you may create either one hex obstacle or hazardous terrain tile in an empty hex within range 2. Create earth or fire, so you get to choose between the 2. I mean, that is just, I mean, it's wild growth seeds, like, on overdrive, isn't it, really? It is just exactly what you want. Also, you could put it, well, it says empty hex, so you couldn't put it underneath figures, unfortunately. I guess it would be maybe a bit too good there. But that's just a really, really strong item. Small item as well, which is really good because it doesn't take up slots. Yeah, super nice. Super nice. But unfortunately not for us. Hopefully we'll have better luck maybe with the Hive one. We'll give the Hive one a go next time. But these scenarios aren't meant to be easy, and certainly there is an element, I think, of failing a little bit before you can kind of really get to grips with them. And unfortunately, I don't have enough time to fail and replay all of them all the time. But it's a fun scenario, though. I did enjoy it. I always enjoy the solo scenarios because they're always just like interesting. They always sort of push you, and it's also, I said this before, it gives me, it kind of gives me that feeling that I would have if I was playing multiplayer in a weird way, because now I'm just controlling one character rather than having to control 2. You know, you're thinking about how to play both of them right. In this one, it's just, hey, you're playing the pyro, go figure it out. And you can go and figure it out. And that's really fun with the solo scenarios. You don't have this kind of, you know, you have the weight of playing more than one character. You can literally just enjoy playing one character and try and figure out the puzzle, which is always great.
I think still, yeah.
That's the blessing from Jeff.
Yeah.
That's the blessing from.
Isaac, at this point, can we get your approval to add an additional attack modifier deck for allies in the digital version?